Hey, Bri, doesn't it suck that the boss is always over our shoulder when we're trying to talk?
Jay, he should be entertained by us. Let's get out of here and finish this conversation.
All right, as long as it's not work-related.
JB! How's it going?
No complaints. I already gave you all my complaints, man. How are you?
I'm good. I want to welcome everyone to the work-related podcast.
We are that abandoned, related by work on X.
Come on, Jay. You got to start tweeting something. Tweet Eddie. There's so much shit going on in the world.
It's my algorithm, man. I don't want to get involved in that. It always ends up being a dumpster fire. I go to try to find news about the fucking ship hitting a bridge.
Oh, yeah?
And then all of a sudden it becomes a black ops operation.
Yeah.
Right? Like, is it just my timeline, or is the bridge become a black ops operation for you?
I mean, I've seen some of the things, like it comes up and it's like starting to say, I just try to scroll it because I don't want to be inundated with all that stuff.
What, like that conspiracy minded stuff?
Yeah, because I went into one and it goes, how does a ship make a sharp turn if it lost power? Anybody know? And then I was like, okay, this seems reasonable. So let me click on it and see what's going on. So I click on it, and then there's a guy, he pops up and he goes, I'm a retired ship engineer. So if you have any questions, let me know. And then the guy goes, okay, so how did this happen? And then he explained that, well, first, he's like, no, they said, how does the ship go make this turn when it's supposed to go straight? Like, how does it veer off course? He's like, well, the rudder makes the ship not go off course. So if there's no rudder, then it goes off course. So you can't go straight without a rudder. And so the guy's like, oh, okay, but don't they have backups? And he explained that it's not really like that. And they said, can't they do it manually? And they're like, well, the rudder weighs like freaking 2,000 pounds underwater. Once it's stuck in that way, that's where it's going. And then you were like, usually, like in some places they use tugboats, so this is why we don't have issues like this on a regular basis. But in this situation, there was no tugboats, and the rudder was locked. The rudder was locked that way. And I'm like, well, that makes some sense. And then there's more conspiracies in the bottom. They're like, no, it must have been this and this. That's not real. And I'm just like, the guy is literally telling you, if he's really an engineer, but he did sound like he knew what he was talking. He was saying like shit that I'm like, okay, this is like, you know, when we talk about welders and welding machines like we did for an hour.
Too long. Sorry, babe. I'm going to be late.
And we're explaining things to each other that we understand. That's how he was explaining it. Like they would understand, but you know, people don't.
You know what? I get that. Like, I mean, shipping and boating, you know what I mean? Like, it's so like defined. Like trying to imagine that in a welding situation, like we know, like in that kind of context. But before I get there, do you think that's a real fucking person? Like I am so jaded at this point that I think any response is a bot. It's a ChatGPT fucking answer. Like hey, ChatGPT, what would a retired naval engineer say about this?
That is true. Like it may not be, but at the same time, ChatGPT would give you the correct answer.
That's fine.
Not the incorrect answer. So even if it's a fake one.
Okay, I'll give you that. That's right. It's either one. But I mean, I'd rather trust a real engineer than the ChatGPT, I think.
For sure.
And so I immediately, this is what I was almost getting to when I talked to you during the week about Twitter and X, is this relatively, to me, new phenomena of just like making you engage in the tweet, right? Like the way you said the wording of the other one is like blah 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 blah. This is what a retired guy like. It's almost like click here to find out.
Yeah.
And for so long, I've avoided those kind of sites. Almost like you were telling me this week, like any kind of site that makes me click next for the other picture.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like whatever. It's not sus, but it's like something about it.
You want my clicks.
You want more. I get what you're trying to do here, but they figured that out in Twitter now.
Yeah.
And so I see that. So I try to avoid it where I can. What I've learned from listening to a podcast or whatever is like, so sometimes that's just to bring engagement of any kind.
For sure.
Right?
This is why Twitter always had a character limit so that you would click and go into the entire thread.
Oh, I see.
Only recently when you pay for the premium Twitter, you can have longer text and stuff, but this is why they had character.
I just figured it was for more engagement. Like you're right, I haven't tweeted anything for ages, but some of my tweets or our tweets got more engagement than others.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wow, why did that one get it? Oh, it was because it was a Disney Lego, or it was, you know what I mean, like some other bullshit thing. And the other ones just like get no engagement, right? And so you see that, but we're not in the engagement game, right? Like some of these people, like again, like it's happened to me now. I've realized it. Like I said a few episodes ago, like, oh, I have to physically go into the people I'm following to find out what they're saying. I just keep getting these same controversial figures coming up, right? And it's like on me to go search the good news things. And then for a while I was getting funny cat videos and panda videos and all that. But now I haven't physically or purposefully found those people, and I'm in this conspiracy loop again.
Do you want me to change it?
What do you mean?
I'm on the work related Twitter.
Well, yeah, but you don't ever tweet. You haven't tweeted anything since you went to Lake Louise, I don't think.
Yeah, no. I can go in there and start clicking on like random shit.
Okay, this is I guess it's an indictment to the people that are listening or do whatever, but they know we're not active on that. I've been on my own Twitter like for the longest time, for about a year.
Oh, so this is where your Twitter algorithms come in.
No. Because most of it, because I was getting that more on our work-related Twitter. For the first part, for everything, I was just so happy to be engaged in this new thing and be involved in like kind of trying it or whatever, being more optimistic about it. And then I forgot about my own personal ones, and I wanted to keep them separate.
Yeah, you have to.
So, but I'm not even that engaged on my own personal one. So for a while there, I kind of got lost in who I was. Was I work related or was I me?
You're
right?
both, Jay.
I am. And then so I was just like, well, if you go on both are very similar, right? If you toggle between mine and like way more different than yours and work related would be.
Yeah.
Right? Because you don't engage, but because there's not that similar engagement going on. I treated both the same. Like,
well, I don't want Twitter porn all over our work related. So
maybe I should start looking at that. You know what I mean? I'm jealous. Like, wait a sec, that didn't come on there. Every now and then, something that kind of pops on, and it's like, who's that? Maybe I should follow her. But and then I'll click in. And I was like, who is that person? Oh, that's who she is. And
does she live in my city? No,
none of those. No, I don't want. That's the last thing. Oh, my buddy Tariq. A work-related friend that I was talking about who's been treating me all right, but I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop eventually. He's going on a trip. Like last year, we talked about him going to Mecca I think he was there in Ramadan. Doesn't matter. And so I'm working with him now, and we're just talking about shit. He gave me shit in a way, like he was like said something about, "Did you ever go away, go do stuff? I go for 2 weeks every year. I'm gonna do this and that." Yeah, where'd you go? Like he's talking about his parents going in Singapore right now, or they just come back. And I'm like, I really don't have the desire to go there. Like, it's a detriment to me as a experienced looking thing. But it's just, I don't know. It's like so different. I don't get so much time off. Like, I like kind of knowing where I'm going. Mm-hmm. I'm not that adventurous on my vacations.
Yeah.
I mean, most people, I don't know, most people do think of that's the opportunity to like be adventurous, like going to a city they don't know or doing that kind of shit.
Well, why not?
I don't know.
There's room for both.
There's 100% room for both, but I lean on the comfort side of like knowing what I like.
Well, then that's how you enjoy it.
So I've kind of
fuck right off.
I do most of the time, and so he was like, so I said that. I said, yeah. He goes, no, like not that, like somewhere, you know what I mean, like more exotic, something different. And I was explaining in a way like I didn't like my explanation, just like you said. I want to be a little bit more like that, but just like I just don't fucking have that kind of time, or I negatively think about that, or just like building the fire trucks or doing something. Like my reluctance to change even goes as far as that, right? And then I go to Mexico 100 years ago and just like, oh, this isn't so bad. You know, this is what the people are talking about. The white sandy beaches, like. Yeah. And so I do find it like that, and I'd probably have the same thing with Singapore and all that other shit. It's just planning a vacation in the middle of the year when I'm in like working hard for it. Just like I want to make sure my thousands of dollars are going to go to something. Yeah, I don't have that luxury. But when having some like a person from work like look at you sideways for having that thought, makes you kind of whatever. I could double down on my thought, or I could just be like, he's probably got a little bit of a point. And I've always recognized that kind of stuff. So I don't even know why I brought that part up. Like, why did I say the change or tweak? Or
because he was telling you to change something.
Yeah, maybe it was that.
Well, I mean, he's going away, so would you ever go to Mecca? You can't actually go to specific spots. Would you go to Saudi Arabia?
I would love to see Dubai. I know that's not Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia specific? No.
Saudi Arabia, I kind of am interested in.
So are we talking about when you're bringing up a list of like desired places to see or something like
That's
that,
not
like,
on my list.
is it unlimited list or like do you have to narrow this down in some kind of way?
I think it can be unlimited, but you have a top because we're not in the positions to have unlimited funds. So if you had the money to go to
let's just take money out of it for a second.
Money out of it, then I can go everywhere. I would go everywhere.
Okay, then it's a retarded exercise.
Yeah.
Okay,
Top 5?
Okay, so say just money because yes.
Top 5.
Okay, well, personally, I'm not that attached to the like Japanese culture or even, but I would love to see Tokyo.
Yeah, me
like
too.
I want to see how that works physically. You know what I mean? Like with my own eyes. I am not that adventurous with my food choices. Like Tammy and I always thought of it. The only way we could go to Japan is if we were on a cruise, so I can get chicken fingers on the boat and then go. You know what I mean? Like
then go to the
thing and see all that. I don't think I would really be able to, and I don't know if it's some of it might have to do with age. Like I get tired. Like I don't know if I can handle being in the local area. Like I'm such a tourist through and through. And I don't know if that's the proper way to see things, right? But so something like Tokyo to see, but even more than that, like Dubai, when you see it on the internet or fucking on TV or whatever you see,
that's crazy.
It's just like remarkable,
yeah,
right? Like I'm not even want to go down the line, like how it was built so well, you know what I mean? Or people like you know what I mean, like slave labor and all that kind of shit. Like it just gets all kind of dirty, but. Again, just like the money, like take all that shit out of there to see what humans can do when they have the fucking desire to do something. I wanted to knock, and I kind of still do, like the whole Saudi like taking over golf. Like I'm a new F1 fan, so the fact that Saudi is so involved in like it's almost like it couldn't exist without them, right? Like it's how money rules the world, and we've given them all their money. They got all this money. It's not because I don't control it. I'm not comfortable with the amount of control they have over the things that I like to see. Like I've been watching tennis, like there's just a Miami Open, just a regular tournament, and public investment fund is on the fucking World Women's Tennis Association on it. They got to get their money somewhere, and I get it. It's just that I'd rather like I just don't like and it's just stories like whatever human rights. You know what I mean? Like I think they don't offer human rights as much as other places do.
But it's like one of like the safest places in the world, right?
Because of how locked down it is.
It's not like crazy lockdown as you would think, though.
I don't know about that. My interpretation
is
that
schools are great. Their policies are generally pretty okay. Like in terms of like taxes, in terms of like policing and stuff. Obviously they have different rules from us, but there's like no crime, there's like no gun violence. Like
they just don't let it happen. Okay, I get it, but that's at everybody's.
I mean, we're having home invasions in our city right now. Like, I mean, what would I choose?
I think you would choose. I don't. Okay, so
but
what if they were so?
That's to live.
Okay, no. But what if they were? What if you knew that they were more discriminated against black people than they are here? I'm not saying it's great anywhere, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, what if they treated them like they treat gay people? What if they treated them like some other kind of, you know what I mean, like Jews or some other situation? Like,
yeah, but that's if I was black over there. If
but
they were like if I was black in a racist place, then that would be bad. Just like if I was Israeli in freaking Palestine, like it would be bad. It could be bad for anybody anywhere.
You don't think that they would look at you like that? Like, I don't know. I'm assuming because they're very discriminated about anybody that's not them.
No, not really. It's mostly, remember, it's mostly about religion, right? So what if I convert and I go over there? They'll be completely accepting.
Okay, well, now you're talking my language because that's the last thing I want to be forced to do.
You would be forced to do, but it's a safer place, right? In general, and it's nice, and they're rich, and it's like a very...
Is it safer because of the over security? Like, I mean, maybe is
it bad to have, well, we live in a country there's no guns. Is it bad to have no guns like the States?
I hear you. I don't know. I mean, most of me thinks no. Like, it's better like we have it here.
Mm-hmm.
And so you make it sound like you need to be babysat by a good government.
I just think that other people need to be babysat by a good government, and those are the people that I'm worried about. The people who are running into people's homes and stealing people's cars and stuff, they need to be babysat.
Yeah,
Unless you're going to give me a gun so I can shoot people in my house.
So do you think because of so I've seen that shit on my Twitter algorithm too. Like, so you think like that kind of shit's like ramping up
here?
Yeah.
I think it's always been like kind of bad-ish here. It's getting worse. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of see that. I don't know. I don't want more draconian laws. Like I had a super strong opinion on not Saudi or not Dubai or wherever the World Cup was, but then them all of a sudden like cutting alcohol off.
That's
like,
terrible.
I know you would think this. Finally, we're on my side. Like if you go there, just like you know where the 9 doors are, you understand their alcohol rules. But you've also seen fucking
what alcohol does to people.
No, but you also see but you don't want to be told how to fucking have your like in your alcohol consumption.
Yeah, and that's the balance. I don't want to be told, but there are people who do things when they're on when they're drunk and when they're high and stuff that they just lost the right to it. If we do so many things that we lose the right to do stuff, that's on the population.
Yes, but now we live in a society where it's individualized. Where sure we'll let you sell alcohol, but if you get enough DUIs, then now you can't drive.
True.
And now you can't fucking just like if you give back in the day, like there's a picture of you. This guy gives bad checks. Like don't accept a check. Like
True.
it's not so blanketed over the whole population.
That's true.
Like that idea really repulses me.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's where. But I get it. It's not as we still do that here. It's we like do. Kind of we still kind of have that, but. Like we already talked, and I hate hearing myself talk about politics and shit like too. Like I just don't get. We already talked about feeling in a way like, they're going to just make a tax and we have to eat it, and all we can do is like vote for the other thing. I don't understand. Like I know the world works that way in a lot of other places, but what if the idea that you couldn't even complain about the tax was real?
Yeah.
Right. Like we don't understand what that means.
Yeah.
We're so caught up in like. So this is that I look at that as more freedom taken away from me. And I would rather live in a place that isn't actually as free as I might think it is, but I get to choose, you know what I mean? Like certain things. Like I'm in the middle of a thing now that it's not just like more of the, I was going to talk stupidly about like my mortality and how it makes me feel and do all things, but
talk about it.
No, well, one of them is more my hip surgery thing is about to come up. And, but the other one is like, Tammy's dad has been in the hospital for over 4.5 months now. Like he's been other random things, you know this and all that. He's never coming home again. He's at a point now that so this is what the government does to you here, right? Like you have to live somewhere. Mm-hmm. Now you're in the hospital for so long, but you're not in emergency medical care. But you're in a state, it could be dementia-wise or in his case, physical-wise, that you can't go home. Your home isn't, you know what I mean? Like we're not, like you need 24 hours, 7 care.
Yep.
So where is that going to happen? Well, what do you mean? I'm not a hospital. Like, you know what I mean? Like this is asked to you by the hospital now after 4 months. Mm-hmm. Okay. So now he has to go to a long-term care place. We all wish we can retire in Dubai or fucking Singapore or whatever, live the life of Riley. But now this is a person that's paid all their taxes, done all their things, and now can't live in the home that he has also to pay for. So the hospital says, so now you have to go to long-term care.
Yeah.
You have to pay, if you're so basic income of that is $2,000 a month for the lowest possible care that you can give your parent or yourself or whatever you can do in this situation.
I said this to you before, son of a bitch.
No, I know this, but it's a reality. This is what the government does to you.
God damn.
Right? This is
how do they handle this shit in the States?
They throw you to the street.
Oh God. Okay.
This is a problem. This is what they do. Or you get like insurance fraud, like you get like scammed, like it becomes more private. So we're looking in here in Toronto. So we have to give the hospital. I'm trying to save some of the personal. So at a point when your loved one, your family is like, okay, they can't go home, but they can't stay here. They have to go to a long-term care. Like now you get to pick. Mm-hmm. Well, we really can't afford that. I get it. If you really can't afford it, and during our things, you'll get some subsidies. But if you just really think you can't afford it, then now you're going to have to budget.
We'll decide if you can afford it or not.
There you go, right? So that's already a thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, but we need this kind of help because we can't take care of him. So this is in the best situation possible, right? And now in the Saudis, maybe they say, oh, let us take care of you. This isn't a problem. We respect our elders. This is one of the benefits of us controlling everything about you.
Yeah.
So in this free world, though, you get to this point where your freedoms are all of a sudden gone. And now you're limited to the hospital or give us 5 choices of places you might want to go. And if any one of those, because it's hard, like these places are in demand. We're talking like 700 fucking long list of places,
God
900
damn.
long list of fucking
God
places.
damn.
And so they crisis people. You know what I mean? Like they triage people. So give us 5 places you want to go.
God damn. Do they even have 900 rooms?
This is a problem. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you've heard about this being a bit of a problem, maybe.
The fuck?
Aged population.
Yeah,
so
you hear it, but like you just don't put numbers to it and actually realize.
and you don't recognize, almost you personally, but a person doesn't recognize when their mom isn't decent enough help.
Yeah.
When they just moved to the house and they
Yeah.
can garden or how fucking beneficial it is to anybody that has a positive outlook on things. Even my stepdad is doing great. You know what I mean? He's in a way more positive mental state than my father-in-law for various reasons. But you know what I mean? Like, you see it when you see it. But like, even him, he's got the money to afford it, but he's paying twice as much as he should for the facilities he's at. And it's all voluntary. Like, it's the difference between a retirement home and long-term care is negligible to you if you don't talk to me about it. But I know all the fucking differences.
Well, I better get myself ready for a retirement home.
Just keep doing. Yes, that's what you wish. Yes, exactly. So whatever. So you get these choices. So you go tour them, and so some of them are all private, and some of them are provincially run. And so her aunts are kind of helping her out and doing, like, she needs a lot of support. It's so hard. And so her aunts are fucking trying to support her as much as you can. Her friends are supporting her. I'm doing a half-assed job, and so you look and say, okay, let me look at like the complaint reports. Oh, it turns out like the government run ones have way less complaint reports than the private facilities do. And even the private facilities can only charge you what the government tells you they can charge. You know what I mean? They can't jack up the rates, but they all have their ways of making money.
Yep.
Like, you become some money, like a bed means money. So
Microtransactions?
it's in a way, like a haircut. Does that count? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, fucking bus trip to the casino. And so you see these places, and some are like, they're all doing as fucking great a job as they can. But some of them, like the one in Milton, was opened in 93. It looks a little bit more drab than some of the ones that were opened in 2005.
Yeah.
Some of them look like a hospital. Some of them look like a hotel. You know what I mean? Like, some of them, this, that, or the other.
So how much do you care what kind of a place? Do you care if you go to the hospital, the hotel? Is there price differences between those two? Like, are the hotels more expensive, or they're all generally around the same?
So the price changes on you either the basic room, which you share a room with somebody who could just be a fucking screaming maniac.
Or a hot MILF?
Nothing. I've not seen a hot MILF in any of these places.
Gilf.
I guess if you're there, you're fucking. No, because they don't make men fucking share rooms with women.
What? That's terrible.
This is the life of the fucking old person.
Oh,
they
my
will
God.
if you're married. Like, there's married couples that have a fucking double room and shit like that. But how often do you think there's fucking 90-year-old fucking married couples that are still around together?
No,
It's just few and far between. So
it's just the women.
There's a lot more women than men. Wonder why. And so they have this situation. So you can either have that, or you can have like a semi-private situation, which costs like another like. So the money goes 2,000, 2,500, and 3,000. 3,000 is a fully private room with your own fully private bathroom.
A month.
2,500 for your own room, and you share a bathroom.
See, 36,000 a year.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
How much do you think it should cost?
13?
And how much do you think nurses cost?
A lot more than that.
Yeah, so who's paying them nurses if you fucking paying only $13,000?
The government, you know how much taxes I paid last year? Holy shit.
And that's where I get angry about the other fucking things. This is with their mismanagement. They have to make a fucking imaginary carbon tax to throw around to these other fucking programs that they fucking made.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. So it doesn't matter. Like, you see this and you look like you go, this is why I have to do push-ups in the morning. Like, this is why I have to do everything. Like, you don't want that freedom taken away from you.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a choice now. He can't go home.
That's scary, actually. That's scaring me.
Yes, this is where my mortality starts to come in. Like, I haven't even got to my own personal fucking choice. This is an overwhelming thought, but this is reality. This is very practical. You get to fucking put it off because you're 37 years old and you only got fucking two fingers of a fucking
two fists.
2 fingers fucking, no, not yours, like baby fist. You have fucking what you got going on. But you know what I mean? Like you're so far away from a fucking 75-year-old man
Damn.
with fucking armfuls of fucking fat. You know, like you don't like it's just like I said, it's hard to get away. You already know how hard it is to fucking lose it now or get away, like do all that shit.
Yeah.
Right? Like but it's just a theory. You're hearing this, it's never it's not to
It's not a theory, it's a horror story.
So I've been seeing that. So we're doing that. And it's in a way.
Hold on, I can just go on a spin bike for 5 minutes.
You're going to go back not drinking anymore?
Yeah, like what the hell? I just bought tequila. What was I thinking?
Okay, so the other thing is enjoy it while you got it.
How do you do both, Jay? How do you do enjoy it? Like enjoy all the foods and all the. I got to 200 pounds enjoying it for the past freaking year and some.
Yep.
So what the hell?
Yeah, people are ChatGPT bots. Everybody's been trying to fucking fix this fucking thing out. It comes down to willpower and listen, man, I don't know. I've lived on this like the whole time. Like, okay, so now this is getting to me now. Here, this one. So I had to go see my. I went back to the hospital about my hip.
Yeah.
Long-time listeners will know that I've fucking had some issues.
I've been avoiding asking you about it.
That's fine. Well, why? You don't avoid fucking much else. But,
yeah, but we're so close to certain days. I just be like, okay, Brian, just.
What? Me telling you?
Yeah, I don't want to. You don't want to spoil anything.
Well, so
if it happened on like a Friday, and it was Monday, then I'd be like, okay, I have to ask Jay what's going on here.
Well, no, like there hasn't been anything really going on.
Okay.
Like last time doctor I saw was a very incompetent doctor.
Yes.
Right? Like, okay, the whole like little try to fucking backstory of the complaining about my hip, went to physio, went to Julio, and he told me like, hey man, your hip's fucked. Way back then. Like Julio like grabbed my leg one time and just goes, you gotta go see a doctor. Your hip is totally fucked. And I just thought it was muscles problems and all that. And just like, okay. And then I went and got x-rays and I saw so this was funny. Like, so I didn't see a doctor, but I saw like a nurse or somebody worked out, and she was this cute girl, and we were looking at my X-rays with my Cockenballs on the fucking X-ray. It was so hard to concentrate on everything she was saying, but she was showing me like, oh yeah, like your left hip is kind of fucked, but your right hip is all bone on bone. She was showing me how bad. Like she was like super surprised, like I could walk, and all this other shit. You just don't realize how you compensate, right? Mm-hmm. I was just like feeling old. Feeling like bad muscles, doing all this and that. Like it is what it is. So a doctor shows you like, yeah, you know what? You might need hip replacement. Like Julio, you might need hip replacement. What? Like I'm only like, again, only like, but I'm 50. Like fucking like, this is ridiculous. This is an old person's problem. Yep. You're an old person, bro. And so, so you see that. So you're like, you really have to internalize that. God damn, I need hip surgery? Really? And then, okay, so what do I do now? So we go to this cute doctor with my Cockenballs up there. She says all this. So my next thing is to go see an orthopedic surgeon. My family doctor had an orthopedic surgeon lined up. The problem is, I think my family doctor is fucking getting senile or he's been around too long. He's like this, and we went to a guy that was more of a knee specialist because my knees are kind of fucked too. And we went to see him, and this guy was this really old looking dude, really disheveled. Like there was no confidence coming out of this guy's appearance.
This was in town?
This was in Mississauga. This was like a bunch of months ago. And we looked at things and we talked, and even with the girl, we were talking like the options came that you do need hip surgery, but do you want to do it now? If you do it now, there's a chance that you might have to get it replaced in 15 to 20 years. Like if you're young enough, again, these people, you keep calling me young. It's fucking the best place in the world. But like if you can, part of the thing was like, you have to decide if you want a better quality of life with your hip now or hold on to it as long as possible so you don't have to, like, you might not be able to get a second one.
Okay.
You get one shot and it might only last 20 years. So if you get it at 54, by 74, you might need a fucking wheelchair, not a new hip.
God
and that was scary.
Of course.
That made me think I want to hold on for as long as possible. At the time, I didn't even consider how much less money I would make being off. Our benefits, I'd be at like 2/3 of my pay, whatever it was, it would be all good. So we went to see this guy and he wasn't much help at all. So I called back to the original girl and I said, yeah, you know what? My doctor was shit. Can you send me to the doctor you were going to send me to? And like in Halton or whatever. And she was like, yeah, no problem. We get it. It's all time. Boom, boom. So we'll set up a new appointment. So that appointment came down to today. Mm-hmm. And, so I did my hip appointment today and I went to one of these fucking long-term care things all on the same day. Mm-hmm. So I go there and I'm feeling a certain way. And So I told you it was one thing to have a pretty girl looking at my Cockenballs on the fucking screen and do all that. Man, I don't know who is in the hiring process at Oakville Hospital, but they love themselves some models.
Yeah.
Like this dude was one of the most handsome people I have ever met in my fucking, like, I didn't look at Tammy right away, but this guy was straight out of a fucking magazine.
God damn.
He was like about 6'5", fucking, just like a specimen.
Holy.
I was like fucking taken back, like, you're the doctor?
What's this guy's name?
Yeah, Tom. Dr. Tom. I don't know his last name. It's fucking, it's not, but he was just a fucking regular fucking, and we're starting talking, and so I get over how fucking handsome he is, and I'm just like, what? And so we're looking, and so.
So what's your name, sir? Handsome.
I mean, I'm sorry. Dr. Handsome. Dr. Handsome. I'm sure he gets it all the time. So, so we go through the whole process. He's kind of reiterating some things. He's showing me my hip. He puts it in terms like this. Before he even checked out my, like, physically checked out my leg, he looked at the thing. He goes, "Okay, so your left hip." He goes, "I would call this." Like he's showing me, this space is like cartilage, and this, I get so flustered. He's so handsome. And so like he's showing me the spaces. It's bone on bone here. He goes, "This is what I would call end stage arthritis."
Oh.
He goes, "Now your right hip." He goes, "I don't know what to call this."
Oh shit.
He shows me it all. He shows me like what the other person showed me too. And I'm listening a little bit more because he's so handsome. And he's showing me like, this is like extra bone growing in your hip. Like he's showing me why my leg is like millimeters shorter than my other leg.
Did you say boner?
How do you notice I'm getting a boner? Doctor, sorry, I gotta get out of here. Give me that ugly guy. That's hilarious. So he says that, and I'm like, wow. Fuck? And so he grabs, he like fucking rolls my leg around, does this and that. He like examines me for like a minute or so, and then he looks at me. I'm not saying this for any props or anything. He goes, "Jay," he goes, you are one tough son of a bitch.
You go, Jay.
He goes, the amount of arthritis that you have and the lack of pain that you complain about is, I've not seen many people like that.
You go, Jay.
And so, yeah, that's fine. But it's one of those things you just learn to deal with. You don't realize you walk with a limp for a while.
No, you ain't no bitch, Jay.
I'm not a bitch.
You ain't no bitch.
I bitch about other things I shouldn't bitch about, but not my fucking hip.
Yeah.
So he was like showing me all that kind of shit, and he's like saying, so he goes, "So you need hip replacement surgery because you're going to need it on your left, but you definitely need it on your right."
God.
And so I'm like, "Okay, I hear you."
Was this before and after, or after your tour? Sorry,
this is before. This is before. So this appointment was at 11:15.
I think you told me this.
And so
before.
Yeah, and so before many times before, even 2 minutes ago before, and we had this situation where he's like, "Yeah, you have to do this," and so the conversation we just had before was all about moving her dad to this long-term care. He is our roommate. He's on our fucking mortgage. This $2,500 a month is coming out of our house right now.
Yeah.
He's retired. He has a certain income he has. And so it's not like he has an extra $2,500 a month to fucking give for this.
Yeah.
So while he's been in hospital for free, you know what I mean? Like, thank you. And getting care and all that. So that's come to an end now. So now Tammy and I are fucking like almost $3,000 late.
What does now mean?
What?
What does now mean?
As of yesterday.
God damn.
Like we have to pay our bills now, like for March. My wife is fucking over the moon stressing about paying April's bills.
Fuck, man.
Right? Like we have to, so I have to totally change out my fucking ways. We're talking about cord cutting. We're talking about I've gone from not giving a fuck on things cost. You know, it is what it is. Paying my credit cards as much as I can. Just knowing like it's not the end of the world. Not really being that kind of a conscious person because I don't have kids. We've always lived with her parents. You know what I mean? Like we've moved in with her parents, so we didn't have to do all that kind of thing. And then we lost her mom. First, we lost her mom's income when she retired, so we had to change certain things away. And then that went away completely when she passed. And then so it was the three of us tying in on four people's fucking things. One of the worst things I did was that we went with a 5-year mortgage a couple years ago where Tammy insisted that we do 3 or whatever. And her dad and I said, no, let's do 5 because I didn't want to move. Whatever it was, the rates, however it was,
we can't see the future. So.
We overrode that, but well, she apparently could tell you she did.
Oh yeah,
and
she
then,
can.
So she did. So I feel bad that I didn't listen to her in that sense. So then we have this situation. So now we come to a point where, like I told you a few weeks ago, like she told me jokingly. I'm not saying she says it, but I can't retire for the next 5 or 6 years. You know what I mean? Like I remember I was saying I could just leave this place and all that. Yeah. So now I don't know if I can afford to have hip surgery.
What?
I have to figure it out, but Brian, like I've just gotten
can't-
$3,000 taken away from my month.
I know, but this is freaking. It's a health thing.
Yes, so I'm not caught in between a rock and a hard place. But I feel it. Like I want to use. I don't want to. I feel I have to use budgeting reasons to not decline my fucking income. Like I'm an idiot for not even taking advantage of the overtime. Like I almost told you, like I almost have to put this on hold to start working on Friday.
Surgery. What are you talking about overtime, Jay?
Well, no. Before I knew this, I was looking at a way to get more money. Right? Like, so, yes.
Okay, so what? You only needed hip surgery freaking 6 months ago?
No, I've needed it this whole fucking time.
Okay, then. So how do you expect to do overtime when your freaking hip hurts?
The same way I've just normally worked before. Like, I do it every day. Like it's the way. It's the only way. It's the only way I get money.
54 hours.
No, I hear you, and that's the last reason I don't want to do it because of my hip. The last reason I don't want to do it is because I want my Fridays for what they are now. Like True. I don't want to work on a fucking Saturday.
You did never say that. It's because you're in pain.
I never ever said that. Yeah, like I'm in pain all the time. Like I'm tired. I like to sleep in. I want my own time for myself. Like other reasons make me not want to do overtime, but because it didn't have the same consequence. But now we're talking like it's really affecting me. Again, I go to the dispensary way more than I kind of should. I just smoke all the fancy joints where I was just going to Steve before and just getting whatever fucking Steve had. And now I've gone to spending twice as much as I did because I love all these fancy joints. So it's an easy cutback. Yeah. Right? Instead of spending $120 every week.
Do you still have Steve's number?
Oh, no, I have not. I might have Steve's number. I bet you Steve doesn't have the same number. Hopefully Steve's working for a legit place right now. Right? Or Steve was the type of guy that was going to move to fucking an island or Mexico.
Or Steve is up north at Penetanguishee or something.
Or Milton Hilton. He could just be right. He could be closer. Yeah, Since it's not a violent crime. He might have been involved in a violent crime. Who knows? So shit like that. Yeah. Like, so going from that, even going from fucking like, okay, how can we even get our grocery bill down a little bit? Like, what don't we have? Like, losing that kind of money per month is fucking, it's really has an effect on our mental state, Tammy's mental state more than me, but I feel it for her. Like I try not to worry about it because it might, it's hard to say. I hope it just gets taken care of. Mm-hmm. So the same thing comes to the hip. Like I only just bought the overtime before I talked to the doctor today, just think like, oh, this is a way I might be able to make some more money, right? Like I don't want to not do the podcast, but there's Friday all day open. Like it's not a brand, but I can make over I'll make lots of money for working one extra day over. Yeah. Right. Like then I'll pay for all of my fucking joints and beer or whatever extra that I kind of want that maybe I don't get whatever as much of. We're not even talking about how am I going to save to go to Florida or Vegas.
Oh yeah. You still have your yearly trips.
No. But that's a privilege, not a right.
Yeah.
Like I feel it's a right because I'm old enough, I've worked long enough, but now I'm in a fucking I'm in this situation where before I even get to my health, I got this other health problem that comes. So now I'm looking at the doctor, he's like, yeah, you need hip surgery. Just like you said, like imagine saying to the doctor, like, I don't know if I can afford the time off work. Mm-hmm. And then he looks at you like, what are you talking about? Like your quality of life. Yeah. Like you can't, you know what I mean? Like this and that or the other. Like he's like, well, what do you do for a living? Like, I'm a welder. I crawl the truck sometimes to go up and down ladders. And he goes, I got to tell you, like, you'll be off work for at least 2 months. Like, it's the crawling under the truck. Like, there might be a light duty thing. He doesn't understand what our work is.
Yeah, there's no light duties.
That's what I'm saying. So there'll be a certain thing. So once I'm willing to accept this reality, that comes with accepting 2/3 of my pay. Where I'm already just beginning to I don't know if I can fucking scratch with 100%. I might need to go to 110% to get myself by in a way that I'm accustomed to. And so now it's like, fuck. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, obviously you can just default to your health. But then what do I do when I can't afford everything, my mortgage, if that's the case?
That's the thing, right? Like, that's a really freaking tough situation. Like, do you just, like, how long can you go without doing it? Did he say a recommendation? Can you put it off? But obviously there's a waiting list. We're in Canada, so there's going to be a little bit of time, right? So like how long can you go before you have to do it? So
this is where it all is me and you and the same retarded thought. He's a doctor looking at a broken weld.
And we're thinking, how the fuck do
Like,
we
how
fix
long
this
can
weld
you
for a
drive on
little
this
bit?
truck with this broken weld? And we look at it like,
will it work for some duct tape?
this is what we're asking. Right.
Yeah.
And we know how stupid that sounds here.
Yeah,
so he's a fucking handsome, well-educated doctor. Did I tell you that? And so he's like, well, I mean, if you want to live in pain longer, that's up to you.
So he's basically like, okay, stupid.
Yes, he's looking at me like, okay, stupid. That's a stupid question. But if you're asking, my recommendation is, yeah, we just book you as soon as we can.
Yeah.
Right. And
Matter of fact, we have a room open.
so my office will call you with a, you know what I mean? Like, so I said that. He goes, if you want to go forward, you know what I mean? Like, sign these fucking, so you have to agree on a certain things.
Wait, did you sign the papers?
I signed certain papers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What?
I just want to know.
The papers, do you want to know what like why? So
I
the papers are about.
How much dedication is this signing of the papers require?
Well, I could cancel any second.
You can, but there's still a certain amount of.
The papers are me agreeing to things they were going to have to do to me while I'm under anesthesia. Like a blood transfusion, if it goes that way, I have to agree to that now.
Yeah.
Like, or like other things that, you know what I mean? Like,
agreeing to things that
happen in surgery.
Okay.
Like, I'm agreeing
That's
to things that could happen tomorrow.
That's
Yes.
a little bit of dedication.
Well, I'm not
right
walking
there.
out of the fucking doctor's office like saying, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I know why, like, I don't even know what my hip, like, what these limitations are.
They can't mitigate it with painkillers.
Duct
tape? Yeah.
No, like, to a certain point. Like,
because if you get perks, like, I mean, I could sell it on the street, and we could get you prepared for. We could get you prepared for surgery if you want. I'm just thinking. I just incriminated myself.
Take that part out. The nobody's in the middle of this. Nobody's going to find that out.
Yeah.
The dilemma comes to like, okay, yeah, you've come to the doctors complaining about pain. The doctors told you what the fucking pain is. This is a doctor's solution. Now the choice is up to me, right? Like, so the doctor. It's not the right word to care. The doctor doesn't care what your coverage is. He doesn't care whatever. He's like, he even showed me, he asked me, like, what's your insurance thing? I go, well, I got the best I can from work, but I don't know. He goes, because you're going to want this machine afterwards. And it's a fucking, like an ice machine that wraps around your thigh.
Oh, yeah. Selena's stepdaddy had knee surgery.
Yeah.
He has one of those.
So it's like 300, without insurance, it's like $300 a week.
Shit's expensive.
Right? And so it's just like, well, whatever it is, I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
If my insurance covers it, that's great. If it doesn't, I still have to bite the bullet and pay for this. You know what I mean? Like,
maybe I'll just rob him. No.
Oh, if he still has it, he bought one.
He bought it. Yeah.
Ah, it must be nice.
Yeah.
Maybe this guy can help me out. Does he want to? He can. We're looking for a roommate. We got a really good.
that's
We got a
true.
fucking nice master bedroom.
That's
You know,
really
fucking like got your own living room.
Yeah.
Like we are in the market for fucking. This will help us out tons. I want, but you know, I got a short list of people that I'm asking to do it, but we'll see what goes. So
wait. Finishing your basement and renting it out has never been an option?
That's fucking hilarious. Tammy just talked about that this week. Like, not this week, today in the car ride down there.
Really?
But we already have an unoccupied fucking, like we have like 2 master bedrooms in our house.
Yeah.
We have a really big house, fucking 4 bedrooms, fucking 3 baths, like full bathrooms upstairs.
Yeah.
And so we have a fucking unused master bedroom with a fucking, like, its own, like, ensuite and all that shit, with a whole other side of the house that we don't use, like his living room and, like, you know what I mean? Like, everything, which, if a friend needed it, we would, like, you know, offer it or whatever. But I don't really want a stranger living in it like that.
Upstairs, yeah.
Tammy was fucking watching something on the news talking about what a great investment it is to turn your basement into an apartment.
Yeah.
The problem is we would have to pay for like, it's just an unfinished basement right now with a couple of rooms.
Like 30, 40 grand.
That's right. So I don't think like it would be ridiculous. Like, we were looking to get out of the house in the next 3 years.
It would have raised your value though.
I get it. So we, like, the thought came across, but they would also, we don't have a side entrance. They would still have to come and use the same main entrance. You would still be sharing it in a way, not as intimate as using the room like now.
There's no way yours doesn't go through the garage?
No, not the basement. Like the garage door opens up just like your garage door in the middle of the house.
To the middle of the house?
Like
backyard? It's a full underground basement.
My basement is a full separate underground.
Like mine, basically.
Yes, 100% like yours.
Okay.
But if you had a basement apartment, they would have to walk through your house.
Yeah, they would have to walk right through the...
I mean, if you're willing for that, that's fine. I'm sure that's a situation or whatever it is. But we would start from scratch from that whole situation. Like again, the brand new thought on this, because you just brought it up in the car right today, was like, that just seems like out of touch. Like, I don't want to do that.
A lot of places in Milton are like that right now.
What? Like, have a walk-in,
No, they just rent out the basement.
I understand whatever. I don't.
Milton never used to be like that.
Like basement apartments.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, like, the more desirable a place comes, the more that happens.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah, like, so there's whatever other sources of income.
This is random. I was talking to Booby this week, and he was talking about he wants to leave Brampton. So he's thinking to go to Cambridge. He wants to look in Milton, but he says Milton's too expensive. He found a 1-bedroom in Milton for $2,300. I'm like, what the fuck? Basement.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
It's like, that's cheap for you?
That's like 2 days of work. Of course you got to take. No, I'm joking. But that's a lot.
Yeah, but like, then you're a landlord.
Yeah, that's
then you're other fucking shit. Like,
you already said you don't like people.
That's what I mean. I don't want it. I want it. There's like only like a couple people that we've thought of that might be in a situation that they might want to rent a room. Mm-hmm. Right. And so that's like an option. We can't think that's a whole fucking bonus. Like, okay, maybe I should consider more like making the basement apartment and doing that. But you're still inviting fucking strangers into your house.
For sure.
Like, it's not ideal. Like, I might not be in a position for ideal right now, but so we're hoping through budgeting that we can make it through till the mortgage ends without anybody else's help, by just tightening our belts a little bit more, by even trying to figure shit out, like fucking like cutting our bell bill, cutting our fucking cable bill, doing like random shit like that. But then we get into a fucking situation where fucking I'm trying to get off the topic, but it's not that I have to, but where he's going to move into a long-term care thing. If we tried to cord cut, then he can't watch Bell. Or like cable. Like,
why not?
Well, right now he can just go on the Bell app and watch almost everything, because it's hard for us old people to cord cut. It's even harder for her dad to cord cut.
Well, it's funny because we cord cutted.
Yeah, I needed your advice. We hinted on this, but yeah. So what did that entail? What do you mean? So, were you budgeting or something?
So when we bought our new TV, the Samsung TV, we set up everything, and I said to Selena, because I've been kind of pushing to get rid of cable for a long time, because we are a dominantly YouTube house, and then secondary Netflix and Amazon Prime. That's basically like our thing. So it's like, and we use some Crave here and there, but whatever. So I've been pushing her to do it before that, and she's like, no, because she has certain shows and whatever. I'm like, fine. When we got the new TV, I said, I'm not even going to set up this box. I'm going to say, let's see how long we go until we notice that we don't even need to plug it in. This box is still not plugged in to this day. We got this. When did we get this TV? Last year?
Yeah, like probably less than a year ago, but at least 8-9 months ago, maybe.
Yeah, and it's still not plugged into this day. So I said to her recently, like, I think it was a month ago, I said, look at this. Like, we haven't used this box. We barely watch cable. What is the point of keeping it around? She's like, okay, I'm going to call Bell. She didn't call Bell. She called Bell the next week. And then she called Bell.
Because you prompted her to? Or
yeah, because I had to remind her. And so we basically, over discussions over the weeks, discussed what shows that we actually watch that are on cable that we need, and that we can't supplement from anywhere else. So the only shows that are on cable that we needed was like the Dick Wolf shows, the FBI, the Law and Orders and stuff. And so she's like, so what are we going to do about that? Because all her reality shows, she has a Hey You subscription. So she already watches all those right now. Like, we've had it for a couple of years.
Yep.
And all our other shows are, like I said, YouTube and whatnot. So she called them and she talked to them, whatever, cancel. The only problem that we ran into was, because we're a subscriber to Bell, is we had Crave for free. And other than that, you have to pay for Crave.
So did you have to did you cord cut?
So no. Yes, but no. So we basically completely downgraded our thing.
Oh, okay.
And our cable just to have Crave. But I told her, like, because we have discounts because it's all combined. You know that shit that they do.
Oh, yeah, the bundle.
Yeah. And I said, it really works out to be $1 or $2 more if you cut off cable and just pay
Oh,
for
really?
Crave.
Oh,
Crave,
really?
Yeah, and then to have it. So I'm like, well, what's the point? But she's like, whatever. Selena's crazy when it comes to money like that. So whatever. And what we ended up doing was getting Global on Demand on Amazon Prime. Which
I
is
know
like,
that's not complicated, but
it's not, because you go into the app and you go into the Amazon Prime app and Global just pops up.
And
it's
that's
just
for your
like one
Dick
of the
Wolf
channels.
shows.
That's for all the Dick Wolf shows. The Big Brother's on there. Canada's Got Talent. Like all those shows, the Globally shows are on there, right? Chicago HD or PD or
what about
whatever that is.
CTV and CBC?
They have CTV as well. They actually have Stack. So my cousin, he used to work for Chorus, which owns Stack TV.
Yeah.
Right? And he used to always pressure people. He was a VP of marketing there. He used to be like, yo, get Stack TV. It'll make my bonus go good.
That's hilarious.
Like, whatever. Like,
That's
we
hilarious.
actually got it for him one time.
That's good for you. Good for you.
Whatever.
Helping your brother out.
Stack TV is not that bad. It has ads on it still, which is extremely annoying, but they're not horrible.
Probably not
They're
for me.
They're like 30 seconds, so whatever. So that's fine. We've been perfectly fine with not using Bell at all.
Well, you just downgraded the package you had.
That we never watched, yes.
I understand. I agree. So, what about sports?
So that is where it's unique to me.
Because she cares nothing about sports.
She cares nothing about sports, and at this time in my life, I only care about this right here, which I have an
He's
F1.
cradling his Lego F1
Yes.
Mercedes.
I have the F1 Pro app, so that's all I watch.
Well, what about a guy like me who likes watching random tennis on TSN?
And
I would need TSN and Sportsnet.
And that's going to be the problem. Like, you have Apple TV, you could have watched soccer, but who watches soccer, right? And it's not even soccer, it's MLS. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm just
the kids,
saying.
you're ruining it for them.
I'm saying.
Oh my God.
I'm saying. But there is Sportsnet app, right? There's
TSN
Plus,
Yeah.
right? So, but what point does that get to where you end up paying cable prices? I mean, TSN is expensive on cable already. I think TSN Plus is cheaper than getting the TSN 2 upgrade and shit, right?
I do think, just like you, there's probably a way to like mitigate it, like take some out, you know what I mean? Like whatever, but it would get to this point where it would be just,
well,
you know
we're
what I mean?
down
Like,
$75. So,
wow.
Yeah, I know.
That's great.
Yeah. So
what?
That I forgot
Oh,
to say
I might need a
that
little bit more
part.
detail. That's
So-
not insignificant.
Yeah,
That's huge.
We're down a lot.
That'll fucking help out. That'll help me get my new hip.
Cable's overpriced in this country. Americans won't know. Cable's
No, that's
very
the same. It's the
overpriced
same as
here.
our phone packages and
Oh,
all that
God,
shit. They have
right?
it way different than us.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so that's good to know. Like I said, this is our first. This is the first week that our budget is like coming to fucking effect,
Mhm.
and it's not like we're dragging our heels on it, but we really haven't. Like the motivation is just like starting. Like this paycheck, this is going to seem weird to you or people other. This is the first paycheck that I'm fully giving it over to Tammy.
What?
Not that I think she's going to do anything wrong with it or do whatever.
But you're relinquishing.
Yeah, like I'm gonna get what I need afterwards.
Yeah.
Like before, I would just be like, you know what, I'll throw you
You're
this.
gonna be like me and get your allowance.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would. Yeah,
Yes.
I think
Jay.
pride might have not made me word it that way.
It's allowance. It's allowance.
I still got my own fucking credit cards, but the problem is she'll look at the bills now. It's you know what, part of it is looking forward to not being such a glutton in that way. Like it's the way that you feel good about not eating all the things that you don't want to eat, or you know what I mean.
Can
Like
I
trying
say
to take,
something weird?
yeah,
I know I just cut you off.
you should. I do it to you all the time.
So we did that with our groceries as well.
Yeah, we need to do that with our groceries too.
We had always had the grocery budget, but in the week, we talked about this before, we would just buy whatever. The kids would eat all the strawberries we'd buy the strawberries on Saturday, they'd be done by Tuesday, and Selena would just go buy more.
Ended up
You know what I mean? And just continued like that. So everybody who's ever been to my house before would know if you ever open my fridge, it's always been full. I don't know when my fridge has ever been empty.
No, I was in there today. It was full.
So now we're getting to the point where now, like Fridays, our fridge is empty.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is, I'm kind of happy about it. Like when I open my fridge and it's empty, I feel like we didn't waste anything.
That's why it's not weird.
Yeah, we used everything in there because we used to throw away so much shit. And like all this money was being wasted with shit that we were never going to eat.
Yeah. So I think that must happen to everybody.
I don't know.
Like the cable thing. Well, no, but it happened. So we are in that same boat.
You like empty fridges?
No, we spend more food on whatever we have.
Yeah.
I hate empty fridges, but I don't need my fridge to be that full.
Yeah.
Like I don't even need to fucking supply kids with food like you do. It's me and her and we know what we can do. But we just get what we want when we want it usually. Yeah. We do have like our weekly grocery thing. And even that we can kind of pinpoint down.
Yeah.
But in more ways, like I was just talking about like, oh, we grabbed a new pack of paper towel when we actually had a brand new 6-pack of paper towel.
Yeah.
Like that isn't that significant.
I mean, paper towel, man, come on.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you're going to use it eventually anyway.
You are going to use it.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, having
an
extra 6-pack of paper towel.
Extra $30.
Whatever fucking happened to it.
Shit's like gold.
God damn. See, so I'm not talking about, like micromanaging the paper towel use. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you're going to get to that, if that's your point right now.
Shit's expensive.
Okay, do you have a number on how much your groceries saved you?
Oh, man. Honestly, I don't have a number, but I can tell you that we've noticed a big difference since we started cutting our groceries, eating out, and our cable. Massive difference.
Nice.
Massive difference.
I hope to tell you the same thing by the end of next month.
Yeah.
Because, like we're in the process of doing that like now.
Oh, and alcohol. That was a big one.
See, the problem is when you say that, you're going to have to cut this out because just like sports, this is a me problem.
Yeah.
This is not a Tammy and her tequila cart can ride fucking for years.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm the fucking alcohol problem.
I want to get to that.
So it works the same way with like health and like other things. Like, it's already overindulgence, but I should just be a 2 for a week kind of guy.
2 for a week? I'm a 6-pack of 2 weeks.
Who's talking about you? Who the fuck cares about? You're also $120 of tequila every fucking 2 weeks.
Jay, we're not supposed to talk about that.
Okay, but brought you up. You brought you up.
So what were you saying about your 24?
Yeah, no. So why do you spend so much? No. Yeah. So when it comes to the alcohol budget, that's just a me thing.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and so we've never had to work in a way where it go like, I don't know. This is where it goes like, okay, so this is our big budget ball. I'm taking this for alcohol. Then it comes like, it's almost like a draft pick. Mm-hmm. Okay, now you go. Okay, so I want teddy bear budget.
That sounds fun.
You don't.
That sounds
you can't be serious.
A budget draft pick? That sounds freaking. That could be an app. That could be an app for people who don't. Budgeting is boring. Imagine the app called the Budget Draft Picks. Jay, that is fucking genius. It only works once.
I only have to do it like that's not an app.
Yeah. Then you guys can switch it up every year because it makes it interesting. Then you can be like, okay, fantasy budget or budget team. This is my team, and alcohol budget's like worth.
Why do you have to wait every year though?
I don't know. 6 months then.
No, that's why I don't think it works as an app because it's just a thing that, as a household, you just did.
You tell me that when I'm a billionaire because of our app.
My idea. It's on fucking record. We will be billionaires, not just you. I don't care if you do all the developing. My idea. The people heard it first.
Okay, fair.
All right. So now this is a we thing. All right. Don't be fucking breaking the team up. So yeah, but basically that's what it is.
Yeah.
Right. Like, okay, when it comes to your F1 app, right? Like this is a no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
You didn't have to make your draft picks.
Yeah.
If we're doing the draft picks, that could have been your last pick.
It would never have been.
I know, but it was always going to be your pick. I don't know. Is there not enough money in the pot to do it? So that's why you make it like your number one. Life should have always been like that.
Importance.
But life kind of always was important. Like that's what you did with your cable. You did a draft pick on TV shows.
Yeah.
You're just like, fucking, okay. Crave is obvious because the new House of Dragons is coming out. I want to watch that. I want to watch this. You know what I mean? Like everything. Yeah. I'm like even concerned about, we like watching Jeopardy. Like, is there an easier way to watch Jeopardy than just watching it on fucking CBS?
Yeah, true.
Right? Like this random shit, like Judge Judy. Like, where'd you get Judge Judy?
YouTube.
See, so I don't know what the promise of YouTube is like you do. Right? Like we've talked about that in a way of paying for YouTube Premium.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like I don't because I barely watch YouTube. It's just a thing every now and then. but you're raising, you know what I mean? You've been raised more on it than I ever was. It's just still just a video app. You know what I mean? Like I've dined out or whined about the process that it's not like YouTube Premium in the States. Like that's almost a no-brainer.
TV, yeah,
that's almost a no-brainer. Sorry, TV and print. We don't kind of have that option. It's the way everything our shitty our monopoly on the cable is or whatever. So, but just like I'm so inspired to hear you say the $75 because, excuse me, that's a way that we can figure that out. And the food thing is another 100% way we can figure it out too, because I am on the train of trying to be better. Like I do, you know what I mean? Like I've went from 3 sandwiches a week at work or a day at work to 1 sandwich and some fruit. Now the fruit brings up the money more. That's a thing everybody's had to do. It's like, do I buy this fucking little fruit cocktail for $5 or do I buy a bag of chips for fucking $1.50? Right? Like it's money wise, it's easy, but you're going to just become fat as fuck if you just keep buying the chips. You won't get any nutrition. It's better for you to buy the fruit. Yeah. Easier to say if you have the $5 in your pocket. And that's like, but, so whatever. So I'm not even like, there's a way that I'm eager or willing to do that. I'm willing to do it in a TV, just explore it. Yeah. Just like have it. And so just like other things people have heard me talk about, and you've definitely heard me talk about, is I'm still slow on actually doing what I say I might do. Or like, it's not even
turn
like
the ship around.
Overthink. No, thanks. I don't want to hit the fucking bridge.
You don't want to hit the bridge.
I want to fucking get this is what we never even finished that conversation probably. But yes, like I am that fucking tugboat. Or I need that tugboat to help me get out of my own way in a sense, right? It could be you, it could be fucking myself, it could be my wife. Like other people have to recognize or help me recognize what I'm saying. So I've talked about this budget thing for you for a bit, but I haven't really tried to implement it. Now, like the rubber's meeting the road. Like even when you get like it's so selfish of me to miss his money for our house.
Yeah, but he lives there too.
Yes, like it's his part of his house too. Like it's his promise. But he didn't want this to ever happen. You know what I mean? Like this, fuck, I hope nobody's listening to this part. Like this is where as a bad person, you can think bad thoughts of other people. You just be like, you didn't help yourself not be this person. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing push-ups so I don't be this person. But I get fucking hit by a car walking down the street and I'm that person. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to be... You just don't put that negative thought on people because it could you just put yourself in their shoes. So I really feel for him. I've gone from having that thought and being that to just being like, and he recognizes what the situation he's put us in or whatever, but like he just doesn't get to go home anymore. Like and it's this place to go. Like he's not doing it on purpose. It's the biggest example of somebody not doing anything on purpose. Yeah. And if somebody does something on purpose or they could do better, then fucking rail, you know, like do it to them. Right. So in a way, like him doing this and just us trying to figure out a way I'm trying to find a way to cut the excess out of like being fat or not doing my exercises. But now I got to put that mindset like to work with money. You know what I mean? In this budgeting diet, like it's almost like a money diet. Yeah. You know,
they both can go hand in hand.
They do. They give you that mental fortitude. Yeah. Right? Like that I do know, I recognize like I have that, not from like going from 310 to 200, but trying to work in this, only losing a few pounds in this last few weeks that I've been trying, but I feel stronger and I feel better for doing it. And I feel like I'm a nicer person, like all the other benefits that come with it. But it's hard to recognize it when you are jonesing for a beer or jonesing, you know what I mean? But that's just a weak-minded thought. You know what I mean? Like you can turn it around in a second. So we do have to apply that in the money sense. And it's the truest partnership. Like learning how to operate your money. Like, I don't like, so.
That's one of the biggest issues in relationships for some people.
I think it is. You recognize why it could be and how it is. It's never been like our issue. Like we've never really had to do it. Like Tammy was like finding a way to beat herself up in a way like, oh man, I should have went to law school. She had a chance to go to law school and she never did. And now she's like, oh, we would never have problems with money if I was like in law school fucking all those years ago. And it's just like, that's the
Yeah.
way to find a fucking dark corner to beat
Yeah.
yourself up on.
Yeah.
Right. But that's just a thought you do, like you could go to, right? But it's not helping anything right now.
Shit happens.
So it's better to see what you're in, like the situation now. So
There's a lot of law students who go broke and bankrupt.
right. You're just thinking it's going to be like that.
Yeah.
Like just recognize what you have now. I'm more looking at it in a way that I've never cared how much she makes or how much she makes a month or if she doesn't work as many hours as I do or whatever it is. Like I would never want her to do her job. Her job's way harder, better things to do than mine. She would never want to do my job. You know what I mean? Like it's all that way. But my job pays me what it does and I got the hours available. And so if I bring a little bit more money-wise to the table, it's just a thing that happens. But it's not a thing to lord over anybody or to be superior. You know what I mean? Like it's the most equal team thing to do.
Absolutely.
I do when you say like people have money problems. I think people have money problems with like you spend more of our money than I do, or you don't give more money.
Well, some people even are jealous. It's like what you're saying that you don't have. I don't have that issue either. But some people I've heard personally, they have those issues. It bothers them. Like I've heard people say I could never have my wife make more money than me. Or I've heard people say I make more money than her, so she shouldn't say anything. And that really caused risk. We don't have those issues.
No, we don't. I guess that's people that do that. I'm not even saying that's even sliding in. Like, like I don't get that kind of, that's the most unpartnered
It makes
thought
no
ever.
sense to me.
I don't even know if it's an ego thing or whatever. Like the second you decide to be a team in that way, right? Like you already, like I said a long time, like when you were talking about marriage and all that stuff, like you have to get out of your way a lot of times. Like that is it's just a stupid thought, I think, right? Like it's more of an egocentric thing. Like to what end?
Yeah.
I think it speaks to somebody that uses money for control, right? Like I think it's more of a controlling aspect. You are a control freak. We got that, but you know your lane. You pick it. You've picked a partner in Selena that doesn't allow you to run over her,
And she has sharp knives.
And but that's it. Like that's what motivates you to keep yourself in check. You know what I mean? Like words don't do it. Physical knives keep you in check. You know, like it's whatever. You willingly let her tell you what to do with the money, right? Like it's you as a benefit. And now you've come to a spot like you're not bad mouthing her in any type of way. It's just like with the groceries, it's just like, let's revisit this. Like we were doing this for so long, but nothing lasts forever, right? Like our kids are growing, the food needs are changing. Let's fucking see what this is. And then it's just like one day you like look at the bill, the bell bills. Like, do we really need to do this?
Yeah.
You know, like, and seeing that. So it's just a thing to look at. And I had the benefit, and it's not always an age thing, but everything that you're doing, well, not the kids, so it's different, but some of the things you're doing, I've been doing for 15 years longer. Yeah. Right? Like not even exaggerating, 100%, 15 years longer.
For sure.
So you almost get into those patterns where you just do it because it's because. And then all of a sudden the world changes and more people don't have cable than do, but you're one of these people that just always kind of thought cable was a thing. And so whatever. So we're going to revisit that kind of stuff and see it. And you're right. Like having the mental fortitude to want to take care of yourself physically better allows you to do this as well. Say like I said, like I'm considering like a money budget, and it's not like I have to give up weed.
Yeah,
it's just like I have to give up the fancy joints.
You've got to make better choices.
Yeah, I guess that's a way to look at it.
Yeah,
better for
different, not even better.
Better if I want to go on vacation.
Well,
like before I go on vacation and buy all the fancy joints.
Now, do you need the fancy joints if you're on vacation? Do you need the fancy joints if you're on vacation, Jay?
I'm going to a place that sells me the fancy. The fancy joints are part of the vacation, but if buying too many in March is going to stop me from going away in fucking September, then
wait till September.
That's what. But it's so hard in the middle of March.
You'll get used to it.
I'm hoping so. Like I'm thinking about it or doing it or whatever. So getting back to my hip or whatever, doing that same thing. So I'm looking at this, like looking at the second I do this, I'm going to get 2/3 of my pay for 3 months. And so can I afford to do it? Can I afford to do it? It's like before, so you're just looking at me silently now.
Yeah.
Before you were like, it's your hip, bro. Like it's your health, bro.
I was thinking, putting that perspective, if I lose 1/3 of my pay, That's gonna be rough, man.
Yep. So this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at that. I'm also looking at a wife who has to 100% take care of her wheelchair-bound dad, and now is going to have to start taking care of me, right? For a couple of weeks at least.
Yeah.
Like I'll be bedridden, right? And so do I tough guy it up and like go until I'm fucking... So before, the pretty girl said, yeah, you know what? Like go as long as you can because of this. The fucking handsome doctor fucking... He was like, who said that to you? And I'm like, I don't want to get in trouble. He goes, no. Just a little bit of re-education. Like, because no, that's not the case. He's like, this is like, he goes, you're young. I'm like, you're looking at me, right? He goes, no, you're young. You're in the prime. Like, you're not 70. You're not the, like, I'm telling you to get this done for quality of life now. Like, not like if you treat yourself fine, you won't have to get it done later. Like, we're looking at your other hip. You're going to have to get your other hip. We haven't even talked about my fucking knees. Like the way everything's going. Yeah. And so he's looking at it like you, and even a friend of hers had hip problem, had hip surgery. And she's like, don't wait, like get it done now. Like it's so much better than you realize. It'd almost be like you not getting new glasses.
Yeah.
Right. And then all of a sudden you get the glasses you're supposed to, like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like what a fool you feel like for not doing it. So it's almost like I just have to figure it out.
Yeah. Selena's mom's boyfriend had hip surgery last year before, something like that. And he runs around and plays with the boys.
Nice.
Like it was rough for sure. It's surgery. But like he's a principal, he's a retired principal. He still works on the side, so he doesn't have to do like what we do.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you were a lead hand, you could do that. Sorry, something in my
I can't did that booby like that. That's not fucking fair. You're right. That's other options too. Like it all kind of goes in there. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's kind of put my mortality in check in a while because we're dealing with the long-term care people.
Yeah.
And like I said, like what's the proper choice for me to do? Like I'm going to tell you now. So
have you made a decision?
Yes. So what we decided to do is I'm going ahead with the surgery.
What? When?
Well, so this is a thing. We live in Ontario. Like, there's a waiting list.
This year for sure.
So this is a thing. This is a waiting list. I don't know. So my assumption is they're going to call me. So I'm guessing that they'll call me within a few weeks. And just for argument's sake, let's say from this point, I got an appointment from 3 months from now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to go in and talk to fucking Mo at work and tell him like this is a possibility. I don't know who else I should talk to, but
once you get the call, you're saying
no. I should tell him that like because the call, when they give me the call, it might be a tighter window. What if they call me and say it's in like a few weeks?
You tell Mo.
No. Well, because then I can't let them know the day before I'm gone for 3 months.
There's nothing they can do about it.
So isn't it disrespectful for me not to tell him tomorrow? Or Tuesday? I'll see him next Tuesday. What if I see him on Tuesday and I say to him, listen, like this has been an ongoing problem. I just like had my latest appointment with this guy. And so we're going to go ahead with surgery at certain time and I'll let you know. But at some point, just like Les has gone for whatever surgery he's gone for, this is going to come up and I'll be gone for a certain amount of time. They need to know that they're not going to have my services for a whole bunch of months. Sure. And the longer, the more lead time they have for that, they probably won't do anything. I don't know what they'll do. They'll be fine. But I need to ask him some benefit questions. And I just felt it'd be more respectable to tell him, you know what I mean? Like this is going to be coming because it'll be less of a surprise. It'd be more like, well, why didn't you tell me earlier? You know what I mean? Not that he would say that or it matters in a way. So I'm guessing about like 3 months type of thing.
So let me ask you this. Wouldn't you just take vacation for the first month? Wouldn't you just use up all your vacation? What do you have, 5 weeks now?
4 weeks.
4 weeks? Wouldn't you use up, well, you already used probably a week thus far.
How dare you, only a couple days.
So wouldn't you, well, you only work 4 days, so you really only need for a 16 days?
But then why would I not use the benefits? So then I'm not using my benefits at all.
Use your benefits after.
But the benefits don't work like that. The benefits give me like the benefits pay me my 2/3 because I'm off for long-term care or whatever the fuck it's called. You know what I mean? Like that description of whatever would have to happen to me.
You just want to go to Florida later on in the year, Jay.
No, because I won't have like the better idea is to and I appreciate what you're saying. And I thought the same thing too, but I realized that you take the benefits that I pay for, right? That's why I pay for them, to get at least 2/3 of my pay for whatever it is. And then if I can't afford to go on vacation, I'll get fucking 4 weeks of pay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that'll be extra money that I get.
Yeah,
like
but
that's
I'd
be burning that money.
You can request it at any time.
I'd be burning that money. Like I won't be able to get my 2/3 of pay at all. I burn all my vacation, then I leave all my benefits untouched. Like it's not like my benefits get depleted. Like I get my 2/3. Like it's less money, but if I just use my there's more money in the whole ball with benefits and vacation than just vacation, no benefits.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like my vacation.
But you would always use both, no matter what.
I would never use both. Well, yeah, no, it doesn't. It can't work like that. It doesn't. Like there's no. It would be. Yeah, I would lose money by not using the benefits. In the moment, I would get like more per month or whatever, like, or if I use that vacation, but then then I don't touch my benefits. Then I pay for all these benefits. Like I pay a premium for something I don't use.
Yeah, you would do half. You'd do half because you'd only have 1 month. You'd be off at least 2 months.
I hear. I just don't. I think it's just a bullet you bite. Like, oof. Yeah, if I can't go to vacation, like, I know what you're trying to say, but I don't think it's better. I don't think that using that vacation is going to be as beneficial as.
I don't think saving it's going to be beneficial.
But what's the point of having benefits if you can't use them?
Use both somehow.
Yeah. Well, so you're right.
You're leaving. You're right. You request all your vacation money and then go right on your benefits.
That's a bang on thing to do. Know what? If I can't pay the fucking monthly nut with the fucking with my benefits, then I can tell them, can I get my vacation pay as well?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's something that I have in a bank of some sorts.
Yeah.
I could also take out my fucking Bet365 account. You know what I mean? And help subsidize fucking things. Like I have some money stashed away in that kind of way. You know what I mean? In a thing. I have like a certain amount of savings. You know what I mean? Like I still personally get off my own check for one thing that I use. Like there is like certain amount of money available like that kind of way.
Because you only have to get through the few months, whatever it is, till you get back to work, realistically.
I hear you, and you're right, but this is also compounded with the whole losing her dad's income.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part.
Right? Like it's all happening at the same time.
Forgot about that.
So what I think I'm going to do is that this, like I said, this 3 months timeline, I can say, can we go later? Right? Like I didn't want to leave the office saying, thank you, very handsome doctor. I'm going to just suck it up for as long as I can, and I'll call you when it really bothers me. No, I have you here right now, and you're interested in doing this right now.
Yeah.
I've done all the other bullshit right now. Let's book an appointment. So he said, you can always postpone it after we call. Right? Like, so I don't think I can postpone it like for another 2.5 years. But I could maybe postpone it for 6 months.
But how long does postponing it put you like away from actually getting it done? Because like if you postpone it, somebody else gets your date and then somebody else gets the next date and so on and so forth.
No, but you understand, like they call and they say, okay, like fucking August 1st, you know what I mean? Like we have a schedule for you, we're going to do it. And then I think about it and I go, fuck, I'm not as financially secure as you know what I mean? Like whatever. I don't know what. I need more time to budget. I don't know why. I get what you're saying, but I just say, you know what? I'm not quite ready yet. Can I have another date down the road? And they would probably just give me another date at that time. Yeah, and they'd say, you know what? Like, I have to go away for work, or you know what I mean? Like, or whatever it is. Like August 1st, it doesn't work for me right now. Do you have anything like in October or something? Yeah. And then so you do that and say, okay, you know what? That's better. So maybe they call me in August 1st, works out for everybody. And I say, you know what? That's going to be great. And then I go with it. I can always just fucking figure out, oh my God, this is not going to work, and postpone weeks before.
That's true.
And then go for another one. So I wanted to be in the system. I want to be like,
you want to at least get in the door.
I'm not planning on postponing like over and over again, but
you're planning to have it done this year.
I guess so. It depends on how long our fucking Ontario waiting list is.
You
but
want
yes,
it done this year.
I was convinced that I should stop sucking up the pain. Like I'm convinced that I don't realize how much like it's like my quality of walking is fucking, you know what I mean? Like paying, like I don't miss playing with the kids. I don't miss doing all that. I don't, but
Well, you're gonna have to. I got kids here, Jay.
yeah, but they don't like, I'm not affected by that. Like I've already, you know what I mean? Like
You will be when they're coming over your house when they're a little older.
I'm moving. I'm getting
What the fuck, Jay?
This, I'd be fucking, if anything, I'd be moving closer to you than fucking I am right now. So,
What's Tammy's stance on all this?
well, it's hard for me. I already get in trouble for speaking for her like that. Like in what
So
way?
she never told you what she
I
wants
know
you to
everything
do?
that she thinks about this.
Yeah?
Most of all,
you want to tell me off air?
No, I won't do that to you or the people, or unfortunately, I'll do this to her. The so when it comes to her dad's part, she feels way more guilty about any negative thought that, you know what I mean, like he's doing this to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she takes way better care of her than I ever would have, or better care of him than I ever would. She feels that there's too much obligation on her for this, on that. She has to get over that, that he's not doing this on purpose in a way. So when it comes to him having to go away, sorry, babe, but she feels guilty that she wants him to be in one of these places.
Mhm.
Like right now, she feels she has to take a little bit too much care of him for her. And so when he goes to one of these places, he's going to be like, that's his new home.
I kind of feel like that's a fair thought.
It
That's
is,
fair.
but her obligation feels a certain way about it. Like I knew it too when my mom was in the hospital and feeling sick. Like it doesn't matter. This is like 2 hours away. It doesn't matter that I can feel a certain way that she doesn't appreciate that I worked fucking 11 hours today and I'm coming to Mississauga and doing all this. But you know, she was a dying lady and she's your mom. Like, so you just like, the guilt comes over you. Like, why did I ever think that? But it's real. Like you're living your life. You're a real person. So they're valid.
Yeah.
So her feelings are valid for that. She felt guilty when she heard me say jokingly that I couldn't retire like after 6 years because we got too many bills. Just today, she felt guilty about even suggesting, and she never suggested, that I put it off for money reasons. Like she's always seen me limp and she's always fucking known that I've done my best to do things, but she knows I struggle. When we saw the ugly doctor and the pretty girl, she laughed more. She laughed more about the pretty girl having to see my cock and balls on the TV. Like it was hard to concentrate on anything. But when they describe how bad the arthritis is in my hips, she's like, God damn, you are. She's mentioned like, yeah, you're probably going through more shit than I realized.
You're a little fucked up.
And then we saw the ugly doctor and it was like, God damn, this is bad. So today we're with the handsome doctor and my cock and balls come up there. And after the whole thing, I was like, so did that make you more funny? She goes, no, I was just hoping to see his x-ray. But no. She quickly corrected herself. She goes, no, I'm joking. And so she's like,
me too.
she's like, yeah, she's like, God damn. She's like, when he was talking, like, because the way he described it, you know what I mean? Like I told you, like, this is end stage arthritis. This, I don't even know what to call it.
God damn.
And he's not the Miller Welder salesman. He's like he's a doctor, you know what I mean? He's practical.
Yeah.
Like he's looking at you sideways that you don't even want to do this right away. So she's like, she said something like to this effect, like, I'm sorry if I ever put pressure on you to make you feel that we couldn't afford for you to do this. Like seeing this handsome doctor tell you that it's that bad and looking at it again, it's just like, yeah, like you really shouldn't put this off. Like we'll figure it out. But just in the same way. So she's, like I said, not forcing me to do anything or not doing anything, but just like, yeah, it'd be nice if you didn't have to do this.
Yeah.
Like, can you like suck it up? But we're coming to a realization, like we can't let money be the deciding factor on this. So she feels guilty about her imaginary pressure to me not do that.
You can't feel guilty about imaginary pressure.
But I'm saying it's imaginary pressure, but she's just
Because
like,
you didn't feel the pressure, right?
not from
did
her.
you?
Not
Yeah.
from her.
Yeah, see, so like...
No, that's what I tell her.
My next question is, wouldn't this allow you to work maybe longer and better?
That's the point. It will.
Yeah.
Like it will not so much maybe longer.
Overtime? Maybe
I'm
on
still an old man.
maybe
Like
on
I'm not going to fix
afternoons?
all my fucking problems.
Maybe on afternoons?
Maybe it's that subsidy you kept talking about and being the boss of everybody else. See, even that affects her. She knows I want to go on nights. Like this is one of the perks of having her as my partner in life. I hate partners. She's my wife, but you know what I mean? Like as a partner in these decisions is that for all the personal reasons together, it's not great for me to work nights and her to work days.
Yeah.
But she knows I kind of want to. And when she hears us talking the money, she still feels guilt about that. Those aren't empty words when she brings that up. Mm-hmm. She hears us talking about it on a podcast and she'll say, I sometimes feel guilty that you're not there because of me.
But it's empty words for us. I don't care. You don't care. Do you?
No, I don't feel that way, but that's what you want from, I don't want her to live in a fucking pool of guilt, but I'd rather her feel that way than say, yeah, motherfucker, you're never doing that on my watch.
Stop thinking that shit.
Yeah, like
stop thinking.
Yeah, like basically, like don't have your own thoughts, don't have your own ideas.
That's fair.
And so when she hears me say, like, because I'm on team, like we can't afford this, like suck it up, type buttercup, and do that, and she's almost allowing me to get out of that thought by saying, you know what, I don't think it's fair for me to think that too. You know what I mean? It's almost fair. Like maybe we should figure out a way to do this. Like, I don't want you to live in the pain that you're like in. Like if you could see mental pain, you want to fucking fix that. You know what I mean? The baby's crying, you want to hold, you know what I mean? Like you do all that kind of thing. It's like easy to see. Yeah. Some of it is just like your feelings. Okay. Like that's a you problem. Like I didn't mean to hurt you. Like if you did something to hurt the feelings, then you might feel a little bit sympathetic. But if you're watching a fucking random TV show, like we're watching Big Brother and I can't talk to you about it because you're so fucking far behind. But I'm so angry at these fucking people. Like it's just like, it's so annoying for me to watch. And she doesn't feel that same way. And she's like, don't you think that's good gameplay? Yeah, I guess you're right. That is good gameplay, but fuck. And you know what I mean? Like so I need her to get me out of those kind of like holes or whatever. So it comes to this, it's just like, she's coming at it at an angle. I'm assuming that just like, hey, don't let me and our money situations be the reason why you don't do this. If you need to do this to stop limping or feeling the pain that you are, like, I don't want you to be even in more pain. Like the idea that this will it's not like I can work longer, but I can work in less pain. Yeah. You know, like I was fucking exhausted on, like I've totally accepted this new projects I'm doing up, but it's a lot of ladder work. It's a lot of fucking, maybe less crawling around, but that ladder by fucking 4:30, man, God. That ladder feels like the stairway to heaven sometimes. It's like, God damn. And maybe I won't feel like that or whatever. I don't know. Like it can only help. But it's just more of a, like I said, like a quality of life thing. Like I'm looking at a quality of life. Oh, I need money to pay my fucking bell bill and buy bananas and all that shit. Totally ignoring like how I feel putting my socks on. Right. And it's just like, it's obvious, like, well, yeah, take care of yourself, but we always let these other decisions come in there. So she is a part of those decisions. So bouncing everything off her. So when she says like, yeah, we'll figure it out, we'll do this, or, you know, again, it's just like, those are like, I expect her to say that. Like I wouldn't be with her for all this time if I thought she was the type of person to not say that. I didn't know we would have this position. Yeah. And I don't want to put her in that position but I can't add what I'm going through and what her dad is going through too. Like it's just a random, like it's just a circumstance. Yeah. I can't put that situation's pressure on me. At the same time, I can't help but let it affect my decisions on, you know what I mean? Like me and this now. Like, I don't know, right? Like, to be honest with you, all this kind of shit makes all of our work bullshit like seem bullshit.
Yeah, it does.
Right? Like we fucking talked way too much beforehand on, it wasn't even fucking shit we couldn't have talked about now, but just, it's like, it's just other people's feelings at work. Like it's the perception. It's like them complaining about the same thing the other shift is complaining about. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like random, like I'll just like say to you, oh, these guys think that you should be on top of all these random things that I don't understand why they don't know you aren't on top of. And then you come to me and say, yeah, they said the same thing about Marcel. Yeah. Like, why doesn't this guy know that all the bullshit that I'm just dealing with? Yeah. And almost one of the best things was watching Buddy at work be so mad at what he was doing and just be like, God, why is that guy so mad? And then I realized, like, why are you saying that? Like, why do you do that? You know what I mean? And I'm not a champ for recognizing it, but it's just like, oh, like, don't, like, it's just, another version of what I can do. And so you see that, but you're just caught up in this microcosm of this fucking building you're in and this truck you're building. And then you come out to here and you're dealing with long-term care and fucking hip surgery and just like even the other topics like fucking like cord cutting and fucking, it's just like, man, this is way more important than the way the welder works.
Absolutely.
You know, but
got bigger problems.
it seems that way. So it's just, I guess it makes it easier, or I don't know, like should it make it easier to make that decision, or like, I don't know. I like I said, it's already affecting my life decision, making like my work is making like a life decision hard. But I know work's part of life or whatever, but yeah, it just, sometimes I feel that I concentrate on like little things more than I should have when the bigger things come into picture type of thing.
Well, at least you realize.
Well,
if that's true.
As now, it's true if I realize it. I probably don't.
No.
I'm probably just saying
it's true if you do it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I've tried not to take work as seriously.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a same thing when we talked a little bit of politics. I don't want to take that shit that seriously. Like whatever it is. It's just when it comes to that politics shit, it's just like, am I a sucker for just taking it all the time? Like at work, I can like maybe choose what I can, but like maybe not, or whatever. Like realize how good it is that I can choose what I can. And same thing comes to this. Like fucking, you brought up like the states and how they're like, I don't even know what it'd be like to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know how privileged it is that I got to see this doctor and then just automatically go walk over to the other part of the hospital and get more X-rays.
Yeah.
Right. And just like I didn't pay for a thing. Nobody asked me for money.
Yeah, you just walked in and
walked out, did all this. Like there's other people there. Like that's such a automatic thought to me. And then most of the world goes, what?
Yeah. You mean you just get health? You're getting a surgery for free?
Right. What? Yeah. Like fuck? 2/3 of your pay, you're still going to get money?
Wait.
Like that? Like, you know what I mean? Like that. Those are thoughts that I got to think about and do all that. So I can't believe I fucking stretched this out for the whole fucking show, bro.
No, that was good.
Yeah?
That was good. That was really good. I was very into it.
I hope everybody else was. I don't know what else we solved. The rest of the shit, I guess we could say. You got anything else on your mind?
No, pretty good.
Think we'll ever go go-karting again anytime soon?
Never,
totally random
never
thought.
again.
You fucking pussy.
Oh, did you see that? They opened a new K1 Speedway
in Cambridge.
In the mall.
I didn't know, but I heard it on the radio this week.
It's the biggest one in North America.
Are you sure it's not just the biggest one in Canada?
One of the two.
It's
Canada. Least, it can't be. The United States, everything is bigger there.
It's at least the biggest one in Canada. I think the biggest one in the States is in New Jersey. I've been watching videos.
Oh, yeah?
Fucking bridges and fucking... Like,
so you haven't seen videos of the Cambridge
one?
No,
it's open now?
There's a bridge, yeah.
So it's hilarious.
There's a bridge over the thing. Like, it's in the middle of the mall. It looks crazy. Maybe we will go.
I randomly fucking heard it on the radio, randomly fucking whatever. And I thought of us, and I just like, I wonder if he's got the guts to ever go back.
Yeah, we'll go. I'm down. I'm down.
So would that be the plan? Be worth the drive to Cambridge?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, we got to check that out.
Absolutely.
Fuck. Well,
one more thing.
Yeah.
Have you watched the new episodes of Invincible?
No.
So I'm caught up. I am freaking in.
Look how excited you are.
I've been like putting it off. I saw it was coming. I'm like, I'm not gonna watch it. And then like I was sitting down there and I just went into Amazon and I saw it there and I'm like, oh, 2 episodes. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll watch one. Like I just forget how much I like it.
That's
you know what
true.
I mean?
Yeah. That's me too right now. That's a good thought.
Yeah. And so then I watched it. I was like, oh yeah, this freaking show.
So I had that feeling when the season 2 came out. Yeah. Like it was just random. Like I was just like totally forgot about Invincible for as long as possible. And then like, oh, season 2 finally out. That's good. And I delayed watching it. And then I watched it again and go, God damn this show. And then it ended. Like it did 4 episodes. It's like, I gotta wait. And then a few weeks ago, they came with the new ones. And I'm like, I'm out of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like I haven't found the time to watch it. I've told you, this is the second gayest thing you're going to hear me say today is that everything has been put on hold because I'm watching America's Got Talent. I have to catch up on this fucking goddamn stupid show that I used to never watch. And I mean, when they have feel good stories on that, like I'm just randomly like hooked on magic for all the fucking sudden. Yeah. I tear up when these fucking people like sing their hearts out for fucking whatever. Yeah. And so I'm so far behind on that I have to keep catching up on because they're going to get deleted off of my fucking phone.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and so every time I work out, every time I watch something at work, it's that. And that's why I haven't watched Blown Away. And that's one of the reasons why I haven't watched Invincible.
Nice.
It's fucking part of that is why and video games is why I haven't watched the new Spider-Man yet. Part of it is why I got a fucking MotoGP. Like,
oh, you got a lot going on.
I got so much fucking going on. I got to convince the wife. I got
hip surgery.
So I do feel guilty that I do want 3 months off work.
3 months?
Like, I don't want to miss the money, but I got all these fucking shows. Like, I got all the, like 3 months at home. Like,
that sounds too much, man.
See, that's because of your kids and your situation. Like,
no.
That seems fucking perfect for me.
I don't know if I could not do anything for 3 months.
But we're not talking about nothing.
We're talking about video games and TV.
What do you consider nothing?
That.
Video games and TV?
I just get bored not doing something like working.
I'll talk to you when you're fucking 54, bro.
I think my tone will change then. I guarantee you.
Man, I really appreciate everybody listening to me whining about my money and body problems.
Yep.
And thanks to listening to the work-related podcast.
Yeah, that's related by work on X.
Used to be Twitter, but don't expect any engagement, and please keep those conspiracy theories away from me.
But if you go on hip surgery, you'll be engaging a lot, right?
The people at this point, the people would love to see that X-ray picture.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to doctor it a little bit, but
Cockenballs.
Bye, everybody.